lock up the first freaking minute I'm on. Internet. What's up? I guess Ed is joining me today. I have to resend him a link though, because apparently the one I sent him was from a different stream. So hold please, talk amongst yourselves. Be right with you. Invite guests, copy. Moment. Paste. This is super exciting, huh? It was derailed before we even started. Go to Discord. So what's going on? Who's had some fun today? I got to go to a swap, which was pretty cool. The first one since early in the year. I got to, it's a small one. It's called the Greenwater Society, Greenwater Society something. So it's kind of a uppity kind of title, but it's a pretty nice one. It's just small. It's the smallest one in the Chicagoland area. We've got the big one there in Iowa, and then we got the GCCA, which is in Northbrook. There's my boy, and then I also have this one, and it's only I don't know 20 tables maybe, so it's not huge. But then I was able to actually hook up with Jason and Joanna from Primetime Aquatics, and we broke some bread together, and that was cool. Just wish it wasn't so far away. You ready there, buddy? Give me a thumbs up. Okay.
I was sitting there waiting forever, and it turned out that it said that this video was an hour and 14 minutes long up at the corner, and then I realized that I was sitting in a past episode. So then I tried it 2 more times, and it was.
Oh, we got.
So now I'm in the right one.
We've got a special guest. You are, and we have a special guest. Would you care to guess who it might be? He may fire off the occasional wand weapon, which I can't remember the name of.
A wizard?
Uh-huh.
Potter. A Harry Potter. Whose name is Harry Potter?
We've got the professor in the house.
Oh, wow. Hey there. How are you doing? That's
awesome. I saw a StreamYard link and I decided to click on it, and here I am.
Awesome.
Well, congratulations. You've made your first Whoops World live stream.
Thank you for having me.
We go about 2 hours generally on average, so don't feel like you have to be here the whole time. That's what I tell all our special guests. But if you want to stay, feel free.
I will stay for as long as I can.
Okay.
Well, tell me, are you engaged?
Me? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes,
congratulations. That's what I never remember to ask you when I'm talking with you. And Well, congratulations. That's super awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Do you have a date set, or is that all private right now? Or in the works?
No, so my fiance lives overseas, so we started the process and she's in school as well. So hopefully when she's done with school, we'll get married.
Awesome.
Cool. I'm sure it'll all work. That's what Rico's daughter had. He wasn't still in school, but she married somebody from overseas, and it took a
Yeah.
while. Yeah. So
Yeah, no,
It
it from our understanding, it'll be about 2 years. So, which is enough time for her to finish her school because she only has about 2 years left. So we're hoping that once she's done school, all the paperwork and the visa stuff will be good to go, and then we'll get married, and she'll be here.
that gives you plenty of time to plan it too.
Exactly. That's one of the other benefits of it is
Right.
enough time to plan stuff. But we're waiting until we hear of any updates because so far I've only filed a petition and they've received it, but they haven't processed it yet. So once they've processed it, to me that'll be like, okay, it's moving along, so we can.
Yes, we have forward progress.
Exactly.
Let me say some hellos here. We've got Mary Oliver first in the house. Hello, hello.
Hiya, Mary.
Squatchy's here. Cinnamon Girl. Hello, Sin.
Good
We've
evening.
got Squatchy was very, very chatty. That we got Uncle Smiley. Hello, Joel. Krager. How's it going, buddy? Is that a dude? What if we're already tanked? Cheryl Smith.
I can't wait till you get my text or message on there. Because after I said, hey, I need the link whip, you said, I don't think Ed's gonna join us tonight.
I didn't realize you had tried. I'm like, well, I don't see him here, so he must be involved with that game. So I'm like, well, that's cool. I'll have to figure something out. So you
Maybe
can
he's
hear
trying
me
to tell
though?
me something. Well, I could read your writing too. But yeah, I have you on the sorry, baby cat. I've got you right here on the
Oh, I
other
got
computer.
okay. I was gonna say if you could see and hear me, you were in the right one.
Well, yeah, but on
But
this
that
one,
you
not
were on,
on that one.
yeah,
I
you were
was
on
black
YouTube.
on that one and color in this one, and then I
That's
realized
you know
something's
what's
not right.
weird is that literally happened to me. What's today? Saturday? That happened to me yesterday. Because KG Tropicals is doing their members after their show, and they said, "You want to jump? You want to jump up with us here?" And I'm like, "Sure." I didn't think I had anything going on, so I waited till the end of the show, kind of like I do, with you in prime time when I stay in there as long as I can, and then I hop out and jump out with you. And so I'm in there, and I'm in there, and I'm in there, and it's 20 minutes go by, and I'm like, "Well, I know they said they were needed a few minutes to get ready, but." Dang. So I started looking and they're already live. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm in here, I'm in this dark room and there's nothing happening. So I backed out.
Yep.
I went back to the text that he sent me and I hit it again. And then I went in the right one. So I'm like, well, that was weird. I don't know what I clicked on that first time, but so RJ's here and Jeremy Plants is here. Go with the flow. Richard is here. Or they were here.
Hiya, guys.
I was a little late getting started.
I'm playing a super fun game with my brother right now. My brother's visiting from St. Louis, and he brought a game called Pirates Glory, or the Golden Age of Piracy,
Hey, Jeff.
1718. That's what it's called. And so far, I've sank a ship, had a ship surrender to me, and had one escape.
Cinnamon Girl. That's what happens when you're old.
Oh, wow. Uncle Smiley.
Actually, it was, hey, Dennis McKelvey's here. Uncle Smiley's here. Yep.
Yeah, but
I
He
was.
just dropped you memberships.
Oh, I did. I
5
cannot see that.
memberships.
Thank you, Uncle Smiley.
I still got to find Uncle Smiley's head.
Beto's here. Christine is here. Sketty is here. And Dade Sherman's here. Stan, the man, Pit Man. Captain McReynolds. I'm going the wrong way now. Depth charge. Hey, bud. You were pretty subdued. Hope everything's good over there by you. We're talking with you guys on Friday. You were a little bit more quiet than you normally are. Leslie Perry showed up long enough to hit the like button. We have company, so I'll catch the replay.
I got to hit the like button too. I'm number 14.
He says he worked all day. Now he's working on getting tanked. If I miss somebody, I apologize. Oh crap! I forgot to send it to Dr. Awesome again. Sue Ann, what's going on, Sue Ann? Cheryl, if I didn't say hi already, hello again. Salient Aquatics, hello, Jesse. And Muppet's here. Hey, Muppet.
Can I
Shane,
do
Shanks and Bowls.
Sorry.
You can. Oh, there's Reaper. Hey, Reaper, what's going on? If you need to do a plug or get a drink or whatever you need to do, sir, you just do it.
Well, here's a plug for the fantasy football fish leagues.
There's Jennifer.
I think we've got all of our people we need for next Saturday at 6:30 to do our auction league, and I think I figured out a way to make it go fast. And then the following week is the holiday weekend, and we're going to try to do the 4 leagues that are all online drafts, so you don't actually have to show up to draft. You can just let the computer draft for you, or you can log on and draft yourself, and we'll be doing all 4 of those in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks from now.
Scotty's here.
But if anybody wants to join us, just let me know, and I will remove somebody that doesn't want to play from last year and put you in there.
Nathan, hello, Nathan. I know you missed me on purpose, Web. I did not. Promise. Although that would have been funny. Linda Worth. So yeah, so you're pretty well got everybody. But if somebody wants to play real bad, they can probably get stuck in with replacing somebody who doesn't necessarily want to play, but they're
and
just
we
kind
had
of biting the bullet to fill the slot. Hey, 310.
Yeah, we had like 4 people, I think, last year that had to play 2 teams because we didn't have enough to actually fill up 4 leagues, but we didn't have enough to only do 3 leagues. So
got it.
That's why we had to do 4. But it'd be awesome to get like 5 new people, and then because I'm sure there'll be some people that aren't going to respond, but I don't know if they're playing or not until. What I'll do is I'm going to look at people that like didn't play last year and then remove them for people that will play this year, if that makes sense.
It makes sense. Shirley's here. Roaring. So yeah, I was saying I went to a swap today, Ed. I don't know how often you get to go to a swap anymore. If they're up and running again, but
we've got quite a few. We have 6 in Tennessee every year.
Yes, but are they current right now?
Not this weekend.
One more. Hey, Keith.
That I know of.
Keith just wrapped up his. I was actually watching Keith and Jorge. I think they ended about almost an hour ago, right around 7:30 my time.
George, he is one of the past winners of fantasy football from like 2 years ago, and I'm trying to get him to play with us in the fantasy draft next week.
Cool. Jeff, were you looking to go tonight? I saw you text me. I did answer you, but it was while the KS was swirling around me. Where was the bad mouthing Higer? Yes. Dude, I am not having luck with them.
Tiger.
What of Higer do you have?
My lights are working, but the heater took a crap. I've bought 3 different air pumps, not just the little ones that run one, but like 3 bigger ones. And
What heater do you have?
What's that?
What heater do you have? Which one?
I don't remember anymore. I'd have to look on Amazon to see which one I bought. It's a weird
I
one
have one
because
that's
it's
like a
in
square.
box. Yeah, it's a big square, and the heater's kind
Yeah,
of
I have-
sets down in there.
Mm-hmm.
I got one.
Those
It was
those usually do
least
very
ex-
well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Mine it's no longer working.
Well, that's too bad. Mine's doing great. I think it's a pretty neat looking heater.
Making sure I didn't forget or fall asleep. Yeah, Keith, you were great.
Oh, what
I
did Mary
agree.
Oliver say? I can't really see it.
Oh, you want me to try to read a Mary Oliver post? Let me see what I
Well,
can do here. At
Baseball
Ed,
cat just jumped off me.
into contact sports, play real football, no tag or virtual. I am short and fast. Give me the ball and guaranteed touchdown, or at least get you a field goal, in field goal
Oh,
range.
that's awesome. Well, that's awesome. Oops, I'm
Short
sorry,
and
baby
fast.
cat. I just stepped on my cat. Just made her mad. That's
Probably had
awesome.
fun.
Well, I would be proud to block for you because that's what I was. I was a offensive lineman and a defensive lineman.
I was a weak side safety, and I was a receiver.
I was a nose guard, and then I was literally every position on the offensive line my senior year because
Lasted a week. Holy crap.
I was the defensive captain on our team, and they tried to
No
just make it go
abbreviation.
one way, but I ended up every week there was somebody hurt on the offensive line, and I had to take them, or they didn't make grades. So I literally played every offensive lineman position, and all the colleges wanted me to play offensive line instead of defense. And I'm like, I don't want to play offense.
Yeah, I couldn't play. I just don't have the memory for it. I don't. I am not. My memory skills are bad. There's just no way around it. I can't sugarcoat it. So, like the one time I finally got to start on the offensive side because I could catch the ball. I mean, I was fairly quick for high school. You know, in college I was average or maybe even a little below average in college, but in high school I was pretty fast. In the pool of kids I was playing with. But I couldn't remember the damn play from the sideline to the quarterback. There's. I mean, you've heard how
A buck
they
40.
no, it's not just a buck 40. It's like buck 40 north,
Well,
320. And it's like a sentence long thing. And
yeah,
by the time
none
I
of
got
that.
to the quarterback, I'd remember like half of it and say, just make something up.
As an offensive lineman, you
I'm going
only need to hear the first 2 numbers. As an offensive lineman, you know that the
Yeah,
ball's
because
going
that's
this way or this way. And there's a couple
right.
times you have to slant. If the ball's way over there and you're over here, you know you have to slant on some, and hit somebody downfield or run it. But other than that, offensive linemen have it pretty easy when it comes to learning stuff. Centers are the easiest job. Okay, they're the hardest and the easiest because they have to hike the ball, which sucks. But all their plays are either guard or linebacker or nose guard. It's only 3 players that they ever block. So easy.
Mandarin, Mr. Dade Sherman says, Whip, I got a question for you. Do you ever say swear words in live stream? And my dad got me paradise fish today. I've been known to
nice.
drop an F-bomb from time to time, but I try not to because I know there's a few kids out there that watch, and I don't really want to be dropping swears. And Ed doesn't really swear, and Professor does not swear. I don't think I've ever heard you say a mean word. even when we play Dungeons and Dragons, you're very mellow.
Yep.
Mandarins are awesome. Just throwing that out there.
So you got a paradise fish today. Paradise fish can be a little nippy. If those are the ones I'm picking there.
The pre-betas.
They're labyrinth fish. Same family as gouramis, betas.
And they can be a little jumpy too. So make sure you put a lid on the tank.
They were the big fish in the 70s. I mean, that was the fish in the 70s. And I'm really showing my age that I know that.
He's Tommy.
There's actually a local breeder up north. I live in Jersey, so up in North Jersey, I went to his place to get some Vienna guppies, and he really likes to breed paradise fish, and he showed me, some of his fish that he was raising, and they're absolutely gorgeous and made me really want them. But I was like, I do not have the space. I don't have the space. I don't have just telling myself. But they were gorgeous. Pretty sizable too.
Oh, Jennifer says she played flag football with the 6th grade through 8th grade. When my youngest was playing junior tackle, is that 6, 7? What is high school? 8, 9, 10, 11.
High school is 12.
9, 10, 11, 12. So it was
freshman,
8,
junior,
7,
sophomores,
6,
seniors.
5. So 5th grade through 8th grade, he played junior tackle, and there was a girl that played linebacker in the grade right behind him, and she was really good. But our high school coach, being a jock, said, "Nope, that's not happening. So you can play for them, but you're not playing for me." So, and maybe by the time she hit high school, she's like, "Yeah, maybe I'll be a girl." I don't know. Maybe she didn't want to be a girl.
Boys start catching up with, boys start to really grow in high school.
Right. Girls usually sprout in junior high. And that's why she was just as big as any of the boys. But I would imagine in high school, they would have outpaced her a little bit.
Yeah, I have no problem with
Hey,
boys
Babs.
and girls playing in the same sports before puberty.
I don't even care if it's after, but I mean, just make sure you can play.
Well, I don't think boys should be playing in girl sports.
No, that's a little unfair.
I had a girl on my
sprout.
What's
I had
that?
a girl on my hockey team.
Scotty's like, I never did sprout.
What does
It's
sprout
okay,
mean?
Scotty. I never grew any taller than I was in middle school. It's okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm the exact same way. I stopped growing after I was 14.
It was all them drugs you were doing.
What's funny is out of all my cousins, at least around my
steroids.
age and younger, I was the tallest until after middle school. Because during middle school, I was overseas. And then when I came back for high school, those that used to be shorter than me are now like 6 foot something, and I'm still that 5'8", and I'm just like, screw you.
So Redneck says I lost. They lost the order number. I lost it, so he couldn't turn it back in, and they won't warranty the $150 pump, and they don't have the dive. The one thing that I noticed is the pumps. Every time one fails on me, I go to look it up, and it's no longer available. So clearly, they are struggling with the pumps.
Can I ask this question to everybody and you two guys also? Is Whisper the best pump? What is the best air, standard little pump rubber? What is that called? Air? That's not a cylinder. What's the
Diaphragm.
diaphragm? What is the best diaphragm pump out there? Do you guys feel?
I've used what's that brand? Aquatop, and it's done. I had the two nozzle one. For believe it or not, for my plant rack. I don't know if you've ever seen it in my videos. It's the big wood plant rack. And before I had the larger pump to pump all the tanks, I just had a small, that dual Aquatop. I think it was the largest one they had, and that was powering it perfectly fine. It lasted and it still works. I still have it. I just don't use it. Probably for just emergency purposes, I have it with me. But I had that pump for a while, and it worked perfectly fine. So I would recommend, like, if you're having any pump issues and you need like a small little pump, try Aquatop. Aquatop's hasn't failed me yet.
Whisper's pretty good too. And
Yeah,
I've had
Whispers. I mean, Whisper Tetra. They're a classic. So
yeah, and the Breeza. I've had some luck with Breeza.
Thank you, Scuba Steve. You're awesome.
Another air pump that I've tried and actually really packs a punch is the Awaze.
And depth charge. What's
I've
that?
never had an Awaze one.
Yeah, I haven't either. Those are a little high end for me.
But they're really good. They pack a punch.
I shouldn't talk bad about them because, I like Jen, but they're little filters that they give you free for the aquascapes. They're like the hang off the back ones that have a heater in them.
New BioStyle filters.
Oh, they break so easy. I hate them. I mean, I've had to take them apart so many times. I just absolutely hate them. It just takes any little bit of anything and it'll make the fan stop running. And they do that, I think, so the fans don't.
That's actually one of the selling points for it, is it's a safety feature. So if something gets like a sand or gravel or anything gets lodged up there, it's designed to stop so it doesn't damage anything. So you would just need and that also indicates that the inlet is too close to something where it's sucking it in. So you would have to raise it up a little bit or adjust it so it wouldn't suck anything through it. But it was one of their big selling points, is that it's a safety feature so that it doesn't damage anything or burn out the motor, that it'll automatically shut off. It can get annoying, but the way that I look at it is okay, that means something is getting put in there, so let me reposition it or let me raise the intake up a little bit. Or maybe put a pre-filter on it. If you put like a little pre-filter on it, a sponge, that'll prevent even more gunk going in there.
I've even done that. I have, I think, 6 of them right now in the house, and they're all just sitting in my spare fish room, like the breeding room. But I mean, and I know how to get them. They're neat to take apart. You can unscrew the thing in the bottom and pull it out. It's really cool. It's because you feel like a mechanic, or like how to do mechanical things that I normally can't do. But it makes me feel good to do that. But it just drives me nuts. Yeah. But I did get their little thing that, where is that? I got the thing that's the skimmer.
Yeah, the surface skimmer.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait. I forgot all about it.
Yeah,
Let's
the
see if I have
crystal
it right.
skin. I actually sell them, and I have one left over. It's the 600. But those surface skimmers are really great, especially if you have an open top aquarium and you're trying to get that that scum out of there and any like debris or anything like that. The Waze crystal skim. Yep, right there. It's a really great tool to have. I strongly recommend it.
It was so. I wish I could have a bajillion of these.
What is it? The 600 or the 300?
This is the 600.
Yeah, I have a 600 left in stock right now. But
They are so cool because, like,
yeah,
okay, this is what I like about it is you can clean almost all your duckweed away, and it'll get the last bits.
yeah.
And that's my goal for this whole toy.
And then compared to other surface skimmers, the water gets blown from the bottom, but it diffuses it, so it's not like gonna, it's not gonna like really mess up your substrate or anything like that. It diffuses it, and then if you turn it, you can actually adjust the flow. So if you feel like it's too strong of a flow, you can turn it, and it'll actually adjust. You can adjust it so it wouldn't be as strong in a sense. And if you put that in a place where there's not a lot of flow, and you're getting like brown algae or anything like that, and you want to add a little bit more flow in there, put that in there, and it'll do two
That's
things.
a great
for you.
idea.
Yeah.
Well, they're neat. So,
Sorry to hear that, Nathan. That's no good.
oh no, what happened?
Lost an angel today. Jumped out of the
Hey,
tank.
not my
Oh,
favorite
I've
fish.
never had an angel jump. Now, what's the tweezers for? That comes with it.
That's to pull out the There's like a
Sponge in
little
there?
sponge in there. So I'm assuming it's for that. I didn't even know that it came with the tweezers. But
It was
yeah,
just
I think it's
in
just
there.
to help take that sponge out.
Well, I think nobody has anything as good as this thing. I've seen them in use, other people using them, and it's like, oh, so awesome.
The two things that I will always recommend from Awaze is that surface skimmer and their canister filters. Ever since I started
Tried.
using the Biomasters, I have never used any other canister filter.
Thanks, Scuba
I've
Steve.
tried. I try to win those in auctions because I can't afford to just buy them outright.
Hey, just to let you know, Scuba Steve spent $2 to say that Ed is my favorite.
I know he's awesome. That's why I held my Scuba Steve action figure in front of the screen. Hey, there's Tommy.
Tommy's here.
Tommy
Yep.
Silver's in
Anna
the house.
Banana. Hey, Anna Banana. She purchased a large Higer with battery backup that can power 5 outlets, and it's quieter than a single whisper.
Oh, neat.
See, now Ben Ochart is having pretty good luck. I believe his is a Higer as well, but that's a bigger pump. I don't know that is the same kind of thing, because those are linears, right? They don't have a diaphragm.
Yeah.
You know, Higer sent me a box to do an unboxing and try their stuff out, but they did it while I was having my heart surgery, and it came in while I was in the hospital. And I've never opened the box to see what's inside there. Hopefully they didn't send me live fish, because that would suck. It's still in my mom and dad's sunroom.
What fish are you talking about, Depth Charge? I don't think I'm missing anybody.
I don't know.
Don't know. These two, oh, he's not here. He'll come back. He's usually chasing the other one, and then they turn it around and chase. They one chases the first one, and then the second one start chasing the first. It's a little chaotic back there. I've had many people say, you may want to separate them, but for the most part, they don't hurt each other. They just chase.
Professor, are you in Connecticut? Are you in Philadelphia area?
I'm in South Jersey, so I'm closer to Philadelphia.
Sheesh. You would think I would know the areas better down there. It's so hard because Oinky's like in memberships all in different states that she doesn't live in. I think she's in one in New Jersey and one in Connecticut.
Yeah, yeah. I'm closer to Philly, but if you go North Jersey, then you're in Pennsylvania / New York territory, and then to get to Connecticut, you have to go through New York, and then you get to Connecticut.
Well, she's like right on the border of New York and Pennsylvania. And so
Mhm.
that's what makes it even more confusing for me. And she's not in one of the clubs in the two major states. Not that
Mhm.
the others aren't major states, but
And then what's
I should have said
interesting
that.
is New York borders Canada, but so does Pennsylvania, which is interesting.
Yeah. My brother-in-law just came in from Canada and he's upstairs hanging out. He just flew in today. He's a corporate engineer and they have a plant in Canada that's constantly breaking down. And so he has to go there like every other month to try to help keep it running. It's terrible.
I'm going to answer this question. Dade had another question that says, with Professor Fish Tanks or Ed, can I put Shabumpkin goldfish or comet goldfish with fancy goldfish? And what size tank for one comet, Shabumpkin goldfish and two fancies? You're probably talking 300-gallon, right? At least. Shabumpkin get pretty big, don't they? Don't they get like 18
They
inches?
do. The Shabunkin and comets are more closely related to the koi and traditional carp than the fancy, I'm assuming, fantail goldfish.
Right.
So
The other
my
issue you would have
recommendation,
is the fancy goldfish are much, much slower. So
yeah,
they would probably
and
get
with
out
their
competed
finish and
by
things
the
like that.
faster.
If you're ever interested in terms of goldfish, if you want to keep the fancy like Fanta, like the Orandas, the telescopes, things like that, you want to keep them as a species only. In the sense of, if you're going to keep fancy goldfish, just keep fancy goldfish. If you want to keep comets or shabunkins, keep them together. If koi are too expensive for you and you have an outdoor pond, get comets or shabunkin. They do very well in ponds as well. But you're gonna need a big tank for them because they do get pretty big. They're more related to koi and carp than the fancy goldfish are. So they're gonna get big.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had
I
them,
have
so I know that they're big.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
two
that was
more.
actually my first ever fish, and we had them, believe it or not, we had a koi in a 20-gallon tank. And this is when I was like in elementary school. And so my dad and uncle were the ones that were taking care of the tank, and it would get green water like hell. And when we would maintain and clean it, we wouldn't clean it until like weeks. And this is coming from me who advocates for weekly water changes.
Yeah.
And not only that, but when we did water changes, we would actually drain the entire thing and clean it all up. We would have the koi
Okay.
in buckets, the fish, the goldfish and whatnot in buckets, drain the entire tank, wash it in the shower. We will take it into the bath shower and then wash it, scrub it all down, clean it, change it. We had a hang-on back filter and replace the cartridge in there. Like, I remember exactly how my dad and uncle maintained it. And knowing what I know now, I would pull my hair out. I was like, I can't
Yeah, you're
believe
like,
that koi that koi stayed alive. It did not die, and it was like really big, but it did well. And then when I moved overseas, they got rid of the tanks and then gave the koi and some other fish to our neighbor across the street who had a pond. And then we found out that the something got the koi. They couldn't find it anywhere. And then at that time I was really into fish, and so when I heard that I was like, first of all, why did you give it to that person? Because koi are very expensive, so you could have gotten money for it. And then the fact that we end up losing it was really heartbreaking. So it's
Yeah.
funny.
I have two
Silent
more
Giant is another.
about. Oh, sorry.
Who was
Go ahead.
asking for the pumps?
Well,
the
I
air
was
pump.
talking about different pumps that I like.
Okay, because Alishon
Or-
said Silent Giant is the one he likes.
I haven't
I
heard
have
of
never heard of that.
that. Neither have I.
Yeah. Is that? Let's see if it's on Amazon.
If you're also looking
You
for
guys-
linear, like large linear piston cups, you've got Gemco. They've got good pumps there. I've started slowly.
Yeah,
not
Gemco's
going
great.
on Amazon.
Ace
Let's see,
Hardware
Cat
sells
House.
these?
Hello, hello. Huh?
They're sold at Ace Hardware. Well, this is like a fountain, Silent Giant fountain. I've got those. Well, I don't know if I have those, but I've.
Cat
See if
House
they have
likes
an air
Eheim.
pump.
Eheim's
Now,
okay.
Eheim doesn't sell here anymore, does it?
I don't think.
I think they gave up on their American markets. I'm gonna go to Amazon.
Yeah, I've
Although
been.
you can get the heaters. I don't know where you can get them if they're coming in from overseas, but you can get them.
Yeah, well now you can.
RJ says upgrade to a Gemco.
Oh, I have a Gemco that runs. Well, no, I have the one from Corey, but it's exactly the same thing. They seem identical, like the same maker. The Corey's pump, piston pump, runs my fish rim, the co-op one.
I have a different pump. I can't remember the brand name, but I actually saw it at the Keystone Clash. Another vendor had it powering
DJ.
their racks, and I just took a glance, and it was small too and very quiet. So I was like, "This is perfect for my rack." And so I took a picture of it, and then just went online and tried finding it. I ended up finding it, and I ordered it in, and it works really great. I just can't remember the name of it.
Mary Oliver says whisper.
If you could let me know, I don't know if I really need one right now. Well, I've got an air pump that I want to put a piston type deal on my line breeding tanks because they're 16 3-gallon tanks, and so they just need just a little bit of bubble. So I've got a little bitty one that my friend Sean gave me, but it's so loud.
You know, the one that I have, like it came with a little adapter on the hose where it had multiple valves on it, so you can hook up multiple lines to it. But I only had one line hooked up to it. That then ends up feeding the 4 tanks that I had, and it's perfect power in the sense because I would just turn off the other valves and just let it's basically 2 valves that meet to one line, and then it goes through, and that's plenty of, like, I could literally add more racks to it and just power it through that one pump, and it'll do perfectly fine. And it's small, it's not that big either, and it's quiet. So I'll forward it to you on Discord, Ed. I think you should look into it.
Cool. I'll go get that real loud one real quick.
That's what it is. I think KG was able to mention Alita is, I think, the one that I have. It's a really good pump.
Tricked you into what there, Jeff? I might have done so unknowingly. I don't know. I know most people hate duckweed, but that's the only thing green that I can keep. So I'm embracing it. Actually, I can't even keep that in any of these tanks. It's just too much flow. But in my low flow tanks, it's doing okay.
Have you ever tried frog bit?
Yep, it didn't. That did not make it. Was no. I take that back. It was red root floaters. I tried.
Red root floaters, I've heard, need nitrogen. They need a
Well,
very
there's
rich.
about 1,000. There's 1,000 guppies in there. You would think it'd be in there. Oh, nitrogen. No, nitrates is it's what I have a lot of.
Basically nitrates. It's something in the water parameters that usually we want low, but for red root floaters, it actually needs it, and I think it's either nitrates or something like that. But
Hmm.
you would basically dose it with you would have to dose it to keep the redness of it. But
I didn't care about the red. It just kind of fizzled away to nothing.
yeah, that'll do it.
I have equipment from big box stores that work just as well as high dollar equipment. Sometimes it's just a roll of the dice. My $600 canister filter works just as well as my Sun. My Sun crapped out on me within a year. It
Yeah,
was
I
one of six that I had in a pile.
yeah
The
we
other the other five were Marineland.
I had a Sun donated, two Suns donated with a large tank that was donated to my university club that we ended up setting up at a marine fuel
She was
station in
here.
Long Beach Island. And that canister just leaked like crazy no matter how we fixed it.
Yep.
And we ended up just getting rid of it and uh, ended up with Oaze was very generous of donating the Biomaster's thermos for it, and we used that and worked perfectly fine. Did have a little bit of issues with the priming pump, but that was a known issue that they've now fixed with the Gen 2 version of the Biomasters. So now it's easier to pump the
I
primer.
think I
But
think that's what Fishy Biz. He was gifted two of them, and he was going to put them on his big tank, and he could not get them. Man, he worked like three live streams in a row trying to get them to fire up. Could not do it. I don't know if he ever did get it worked out. What'd you
yeah,
come up with there,
this
Ed? Is it any good?
yeah, it was a known issue, but I believe they have fixed the priming thing. It was interesting because when we initially started them, it worked perfectly fine, but it was like trying to re-prime it, even though technically you don't really need to re-prime it because the water stays in there, in the hose line. But sometimes if you had to do it, you would have to like push really hard, and it just didn't feel like it was going through, and it was pretty annoying. But
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want
I,
to hear
I,
the difference between a co-op cylinder pump or piston pump versus a generic one? It is
that one, the
unbelievable.
smaller one that you're holding, I definitely know is very loud.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll do this one first.
if you have noise deadening,
Did you hear that?
no,
I can't.
It,
I can't
it
hear
deadened
anything.
that noise. It's so loud.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the microphone's catching it.
That's
It's not picking
amazing.
it up.
It is
Yeah.
okay. That is so amazing. Now, this one I would say is like a level 10. This one's like a level 1. It is so quiet.
That co-op one definitely does look like other pumps that I've seen, especially on Gemco's website. I've seen
Yeah,
pumps look
it's
like that.
this one I've compared it to the Jimco and it's identical. And
Yeah,
all you hear is the air coming out. It is so quiet. This is a level 1. It is such a nice one.
Yeah, but no, I definitely know the smaller one that you have is really loud. It was ridiculous. Because I was
Yeah,
looking into that once and I looked at the reviews and everybody was like, it is way too loud. And I was like, nope, not getting that then.
yeah, I got it for free, and it's like, you guys don't want to have me give this one a review. I guarantee you don't want. You should. But you know what? Maybe someday something horrible will happen, and this will save the day, and I'm going to give them credit.
There you
But
go.
until that day happens, I'm never going to say anything about it. Because I hate to say bad things about free things.
Jeff
I mean,
had a Corey jump. Do you guys ever have Corey's jump?
Yeah.
Really?
When my dad used to breed them, they would jump all the time. But I mean, he had lots and lots of them, like 20 tanks of them. And he would step on one and get it stuck to the bottom of his shoe and carry it up to my mom's carpet, and she would get so mad. He did that like 3
oh my
times.
God. So I already answered that question in the chat, but like I was mentioning before, Oase Biomasters by a mile compared to ADA. Easier
Scuba,
to
she
clean.
was here. She put in there that she would be back, that she was doing something and she'd be back. So it's up there a ways. You have to really scroll up there.
That's a bummer you guys couldn't hear that. That's just so amazing that they can do technology that blinks all this noise out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
There's.
like
I mean,
a
I've played
motorcycle.
stuff. Like I've hit the read aloud thing on the computer, and it plays loud, but it will not play over the speakers. So it is weird over your
I bet my
speakers.
family upstairs heard it. I didn't want to. Oh, hang on. Forgot the hose. It's called the Echo Air 1. It's for deaf people. If you get it, if you can't hear, get
Fly
that.
guy, what's going on? I don't think I made him quit. What are you talking about? He just didn't go this weekend. I think he was busy. I talked to him.
Who's that?
Um, My Fish Tanks Aquatics, Johnny No Shoes.
Oh. Yeah, didn't we just see him yesterday somewhere?
Yeah, he comes on, but he didn't stream this. What's today? Saturday. Yeah, he normally he streams at 11 o'clock. 11? Yeah, 11 o'clock on Friday morning / afternoon because he goes for 2 hours. The only thing I told him is I don't believe that the cross pollination works. I know Tommy thinks it works, and maybe it does. I just haven't seen any evidence, and nothing I've read shows me that it works. So if he makes it work, that's great. But
Lance is here.
Lance is here. Hey, Lance, how are we doing?
The sleeper barbecue man.
KJE Keith says Oinky is not too far from me, about 2.5 miles.
Man, I wish we could trade houses.
Dix
I hate how she
is
lives
lurking.
so far.
You hate what?
I hate how she lives so far away. The bummer.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could help her out more when she needs help. Hey, is Jody P in the house?
She was here. She like swung in, said hi, said she'd be back, and then I haven't seen her since.
Okay. Well, her daughter asked me to make her character, and our make her an action figure. So I've got in her body. I need to take her head off, but I've
Jeff,
got the
when they
body for her.
when the fancies kind of get out competed by the quick moving comets and Shabumpkin, even if they had the proper size. I mean, I know you can probably overfeed, but
Wait, what?
that was the goldfish
Well,
question, I think.
You know, when you're feeding
There is
goldfish,
Oinky
though,
right
they all
there.
come right to the top, and you're basically dropping the food right into their mouths.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're just going.
Yeah, the
They
one
also
good
don't
thing
have-
is
they also don't
they same water parameters for sure. But those Shabumpkin are going to be huge.
Oh yeah. They also don't
Okay.
really have a very good. I don't want to say good digestive system, but a digestive system where whatever they eat just comes right back out. So they really know how to pollute the water.
Oh my gosh!
Oinky's having trouble with a fridge. Sorry to hear that, Oinky.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to tell her this when she told me that because I was afraid I'd jinx myself. But I don't think I've ever had a refrigerator break on me.
Knock on wood, man. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
I've owned 3 refrigerators in my life, and every one I sold with the house that I moved out of.
I've
And then
had
this
some
house, I
crap
bought a
out,
brand
but
new
they
one
were
again.
super old. There's Jody P right there.
Jody, is your daughter that's the wants to be the Axolotl warrior? Is she going to be at the Clash?
Excuse me.
That's my question for Jody P.
That's your Jody P question.
That's my question is who is ready for the clash? It is coming up, y'all.
I am not. I have
not.
so much work to do.
I don't even really want to go anymore.
Oh, I had a
say
dream
that,
about you
Ray.
yesterday, Whip.
Oh no, I got
wanna
in the dream.
Well, you were in. It was the wedding party. Should I tell everybody this dream I had?
Go ahead.
Okay. All of us groomsmen had our tuxedos all laid out on like the bed in a room, and we were going to get dressed. And Bentley came in, and he said that he was going to be in the wedding, and he cherry picked a piece of clothing from each one of our things. And so he took my tuxedo jacket. So I didn't get to wear a tuxedo jacket in the wedding. And he took Brian like Peplin's pants, and he had to wear jorts, jean shorts in the wedding and a
groom had
tuxedo on top. And Kenny E, he took his white shirt and you could see his nipples. And I'm like, dude, just pull your vest up. And he took, speaking of vests, he took
He's in a dude.
Stephen P was there, and he took Stephen P's vest. Guess what he took from you? And
I
you
have
were the
no
one
idea.
that complained the most. Your freaking socks. You kept complaining, I can't believe I don't have socks for the wedding. And I went out there, and Oinky was mad I wasn't wearing a jacket and everybody else was. And she said I look like hot trash. And I'm like, oh man.
Me complaining the most. That's probably pretty accurate though.
I know you just lost your socks.
Hey man, some people don't like walking bare feet.
Well, he had his shoes though, but I was like, put on a different pair of socks, Whip.
But
I
see, that's
didn't
another
because I
that's
didn't.
another thing. Like, who wants to wear shoes without socks? I know I'd be complaining.
Yeah.
Every
Well,
time I try
especially
it,
rental shoes.
every time I try it, when I like de-shoe, whatever, when you take your shoes off, the innards of the shoe have welded themselves to the
Yeah.
bottom of my foot, so everything comes out.
Yep,
Well,
Every time.
I've experienced
Oh.
that.
I'm going to tell you why I always wear socks with shoes. Back in the late 80s, there was a show called Miami Vice where they never wore socks with their shoes. So I didn't wear socks with my shoes in junior high. And one day I got my feet real wet. And in the middle of
Christian?
class, I could smell this horrible smell. And I realized it was my freaking shoes because they mixed with my foot odor and they got wet. And it was like, oh my God, it was terrible. And I was like pushing my feet underneath the guy in front of me, his desk, to make it people think he was the one smelling.
Alita. Alita pumps. Keith says, try them. Write that one down.
Alita?
Yeah,
Alita.
that's the when you went off, Ed. That's the one that I have that I was gonna send you.
Oh,
Ah.
cool. Okay.
Yeah, you left
Well,
to go get the ones you have.
oh, and they're cute too.
Yeah,
Oh, you can't even see that.
they're pretty compact. They come in different sizes. I got the smallest one, and it still does very well.
But they all work. I don't care what anybody says. I'm running 2 of them. I mean, they do fine. It's just how much maintenance do you want to do? They can be nitrate factories because all that crap gets trapped underneath the plate. And I've heard that there's hacks to kind of help you out with that, like putting a pump on the down tube and just sucking it out that way or blowing out one way or the other. But it's been my experience that when you go to dismantle that tank, just plan on completely tearing it down and emptying it because it's going to be a literal poop storm in there.
My first ever tank that I got that I took care of was filtered by under gravel filter. It was a DIY under gravel filter with PVC. So it was all PVC made with notches sawed into it for the holes, and then put a power head on the hose on the pipe that came out, and then instead of it being air powered, it was powered by a power head, and that's what filtered my tank. And then even now, I have a small 3-gallon tank, a DIY tank that I made with that same PVC under gravel filter, and it worked perfectly fine. Yeah, it does trap debris on there, but I would say if you were to plant, live plants in there, that's they're gonna suck up all those nutrients.
You really have to do some DIY and if you want to do anything other than gravel. I mean, if you are a dirt guy, because the dirt will just plug those holes.
Oh yeah,
or
sand,
fall through.
Sand or
Yes,
dirt
sand
or
and
any
dirt.
like fine substrate. Under gravel filters won't work. It's in the name. You have to have a gravel substrate.
Yeah,
For it
I mean
to
you can lay like a filter, like a matting, like what is that
Mesh.
crap called? It's
a mesh.
like a cushion. It's almost like a cushion underneath the lining of your your ponds. Come on, Whip, you can talk. You know you
It's
can.
a
You
liner.
do it all
It's
the time.
a pond liner.
Yeah,
liner?
right.
Yeah.
It's the one that keeps the pond liner from popping. Basically,
Yeah.
it's like a barrier.
Oh,
And if you
you
lay
can
that
use
in there,
newspapers
it'll
for
help
that.
keep the substrate, the finer grain substrate up out of there. But I don't know. At that point, you might as well just go with a more traditional filtration system.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Skipper's here.
Here or
Skipper!
just in here? Yeah, I don't see him.
Well, I don't know about that. I just meant he's in. He just said hi.
Running water, what's going on? I am drinking nothing. I should really let these boys talk and go get myself something.
I'm drinking sweet tea because I love sweet tea.
Jody P is no longer
Oh.
Jody P. She's Jody P Tropical Fish Company, just so y'all know.
Oh, wow.
Coolio.
She is. So,
Uh-huh.
Jody, is your daughter going to the Clash?
She probably is answering. I'm so far behind. I'm always so far. 8:52.
Oh,
I'm almost. I'm a full Rico behind.
I was gonna say, how many Ricos are you behind?
Like 1.5, 1.25.
Mary Oliver had a thing on wearing shoes with no socks during sweaty season. And she's so right because she made a little
Hey,
green face barfing, and that's what happened. It was gross.
Christian
I was never more.
is asking how you're doing with the deluge, and Jason asked me that today too. He asked me how you were doing with. I said you're in pretty good shape, right? You're in a place where you don't get flooded out too badly.
Oh yeah, I'm on the side of a mountain. It would just wash right off. I have to drive up like a really sharp incline just to get here from the
Yeah,
main
same,
drag. I mean, it's
same with me. I'm not overly worried about flooding. Uh, High winds might be an issue.
I I had my DSL got washed out for a little bit because that's
Hey,
what
Night Owl.
happens every time there's a major storm. The tree lines fall on our wires and stuff and pull them out and mess up stuff. And the power company is a lot better than the telephone company.
Uh, Dave is back with another question. He says, "Whip or Professor Fish Tank? Can I put
Oh,
nerite snails?" I, this is to you too, sir, Mr. Ed.
it's all right.
Can I put
Stinking nearite snails.
or MTS nerite snails or MTS and plants with fancy goldfish and a comet goldfish and Cory? You can't put Corys in with comets with goldfish. They are two different water. I mean, you can. You're going to shorten the lifespan of one or the other, though. In a 240 gallon, I mean, the
As long as
gallon
the
is
nearites are
bad.
big enough for them not to swallow.
Also,
You
Yeah.
know,
another
the
thing
nearites
with,
aren't going to have babies. Sorry, go ahead.
in terms of goldfish and plants, you want to make sure the plants are the thicker tissue kind because any soft tissued plants are just lunch and dinner for them. So
Yep. They will. They
that in
will.
mind.
Although I don't know what she has, but Lisa from KG Tropicals does have a planted 300 gallon with comets in it. So, I mean, it works, but you can't. One's a cold water fish and one's a tropical fish. You really shouldn't be mixing those two.
Yeah, yeah, that's another. That's actually another good point. Is goldfish or carp? They're cold water fish, so gotta be careful with what you keep with them. But in terms of snails, I mean, I've never kept goldfish with snails, but I'm assuming they'd be fine.
Well, I used to raise goldfish and sell them. So I'd get them big to sell them. I'd get them real little, like for 13 or for 35 cents, and then sell them for like 35 bucks. And they, I had to use apple snails because they wouldn't eat them. Because
Yeah.
or goldfish will eat anything they can fit in their mouth. So,
Yes.
that's the problem.
Yeah, that's what I've seen them with is the apple or
I
the mystery snails because they're a bit bigger. But that is also another good point is goldfish will eat anything that fits in their mouth, and when they get big, pretty much everything fits in their mouth. So
right. So Anna Banana says my red root floaters thrive, but they need no surface agitation. She had to create a separate area for them using half-inch tubing. They get super red and high. Come on. They get super red with highlight and low nitrate.
yeah, yeah, the water flow is also a big thing. They don't like flow.
I don't have much water flow. It's just a sponge filter
But
with a little
also
bubbly.
but also your water parameters aren't really like you have what hard water or
Yeah, it's hard water.
Yeah, because I remember we would always talk about it, and you think it's your water parameters just don't suit well with plants.
Red
That's
rooters
that's.
are the only one I can't grow that's a floating plant.
Oh
I
yeah.
tried
I'm sure
them
there's
too
others,
once.
but
I tried them too once, but they also didn't do that well for me. But I do want to try again because I'm just determined like that. but,
yeah, if I
Mary,
get
that's
them
what I
free, I
have
put them
too.
in a different tank.
I have two under gravel filters. That one's in a 90 and one's in a 29. That 90-gallon one, damn. The 18 by 48. That was silly expensive. I will not be buying another one of those. It was almost $100.
what
For
the
underwater
underground
filter?
filter?
The under gravel,
Or-
yeah, the plate and the it was like $89 or something like that. It was probably close to 100 with tax and shipping and all that.
But
Because you
as a
probably
bonus
got the
filter,
bigger size. I mean, they're not those types of underground filters aren't cheap.
Our FX6 have been the best. Yeah, I have 3 of those. June, I don't know if she'll show up here tonight, but damn, she has I don't know 6, 8, 10, 12 of them. I don't even know. She got a bunch of them. She loves them too.
Yeah, the Fluval FX6s are pretty cool, or pretty widely used, I should say.
you
He
know,
says
you
he
can
thinks
buy
that
those.
Jason sent Bobby one of those small pumps because it was so loud. Yeah, I know he had a loud one for a while there.
You can buy the 20-gallon under gravel filters and just keep snapping them to other underwater gravel filters because they all snap together.
Yeah,
So you can literally, like I did that with my 200 right out there. So I just had like when I used to keep my discus and catfish or discus and angels in there, I had that. Now I don't. Now I have sand, but
you just want to make sure as you make it bigger or longer that you're also adding more of those output. I don't know what you
yeah.
would call them, but the tubes that
Exhaust
come out.
tubes? I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I can remember the output tubes or whatever you want to call them. You would have multiple instead of just one in a corner or two in a corner.
yeah, that totally
Coolie
makes sense.
loaches jump. I can verify that. Coolie loaches. I bought like 8 of them, and I had one in like a week because the rest of them were dried up little
Uplift tubes. Good job, Mary.
in the carpet. They were like just tied up in the carpet. Hey, Danny V. Mostly lurking on my way back home from the Giants game.
Oh, wow. Now is that Giants baseball or Giants football?
I think it's football because he's East Coast.
Is he playing? Is he in our fantasy football league this
I
year?
don't know.
Well, I can't remember who's all in it anymore. I need to go through it, but if you're not, send me your email address and I will send you a link to Yahoo to get you in.
Did you already send us links?
No, because the auction one is we'll see who shows up and then we make it afterwards. The other ones, we lost
Uh-oh.
Professor.
He was hitting buttons.
Well, the other league that is based on drafting it online is going to be one that I have to send invites before the draft. But the auction we send after the draft because it's an offline draft. Makes it confusing, but
Seville Steve has a Eheim canister. You're across the pond though, right? I think that's where they still sell them, right? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, I think they're still they're still good in like Europe and
in the European countries, right?
yeah.
Seville Steve is from Europe?
I don't know. I thought in my head, that's where he lives. So he can
In
correct
my
me,
head, he lives in
and I'll get there in
Tennessee.
I'll get there in 20 minutes, and he can tell me I'm wrong.
In my mind, I thought the whole time he lived in Sevierville, Tennessee. Seville, Tennessee. Whatever. But you
Also,
know what?
from what
There's
I
kind
can
of
tell
cities
so
everywhere.
far,
Hey,
the
Sleep.
Eheim canister filters, you can still get them at like Bulk Reef Supply or Chewy. So like the big box stores still carry them apparently.
I know you can do their heaters. That's what I was saying earlier. I still buy Eheim heaters, but I haven't seen
Yeah,
a
no, the
canister
canisters
in a
canisters are
long.
still here too. It looks like.
I've been tank since December. My boss hates it. Oh no, I'll have to call him to see what's going on. Where did he say that at, Keith? He must have come up on somebody's show.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, he was struggling with getting an audience, because he doesn't go at a great time. He was going right before me, or right after me, I guess. You and I would go from 10 to 11, right, on a Friday, and then he would go right after us. And people are working on Friday afternoons. I mean, not that. I don't know. My numbers have doubled since moving to Saturday, and then they doubled again, or maybe not doubled, but I'm up to averaging, in the 50s, 60s since moving to Saturday night. So, I mean, it's just, you got to hit it when people are home. Friday afternoon's not good time.
I
Yep.
mean, even when I was streaming on Sundays, it'd be tough too to get
Sundays are tough too. Yeah.
more than 10.
I don't have any idea how many people were coming in to watch us on Bob Kaler's channel. I don't know if he was getting 12 guys or 112. I have no idea, but I know Sundays are a rough go because everybody's getting ready the last day of the weekend, and you're trying to get stuff done. And yeah, I've got his number. I'll give him a holler and see what's going on. I won't do it now, but I'll hit him up in the morning maybe. Because he was all excited about. I mean, I kind of poo-pooed it, but he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stream on multiple platforms, and it's going to be growing my channel." And I'm like, "You streaming on another platform isn't going to grow this platform. It
Yeah.
doesn't work that way."
Like if I was on TikTok telling people, go on YouTube to sign up, I'm not going to get any.
It doesn't work. I've known plenty of people that are huge on one end. I'm one of them, but they can't buy a sub on the other one. It's just wherever people find you, that's where they find you, and that's where your loyalties are. So, like now, Tommy's like building a whole new, I think, audience over on. Oh crap! I forget the name of it.
Yeah, I have 406 followers on
Rumble.
TikTok.
Rumble's another one that where Tommy moved his channel. I mean, I think he's trying to grow this one again.
How do you go to Rumble? I've
It's
heard
just
of
another
Rumble, but I don't even know how to go there.
same way you would find YouTube or anything else. You just punch it into the old
Does it have
Google
like
machine, and
or does it
it's
have an
just it.
app?
Yep, there's an app for it.
I think also like what some content creators have done is like if you're on TikTok making shorter videos and people will be like, we want more, we want more. I've seen many do where they're like, if you want to see like a more extended version or if you want to see longer
Hey,
videos,
Tim.
go to my YouTube channel for that. And then that kind of entices people to go to the other platform. So like there's ways you can kind of make it work, but then I do also agree at the fact is like if they found you on TikTok, they're gonna watch you on TikTok, or
Right.
if they found you on
That
YouTube,
just seems to be the way I've seen it work out for people.
yeah.
And until I see it actually work for somebody, you know, I'm going to stick to that belief. Although Jeff Kane says that has not been my experience. Now I don't know. I'm so far behind. I don't know what he's 100%
Jeff might
referring
be
to.
talking about fish.
Yeah.
Let's see how Jeff's hair looks. Oh,
He might have been talking about the koi being or the fancy goldfish being outcompeted by the.
Yeah, I think one of the main fish talks of this chat have been the goldfish.
Oh my God, I'm almost 2 Ricos behind now. All right, guys.
does it look like? Does that look like Jeff?
Oh, it looks a little bit like Jeff.
I know. I got to add a cool tattoo to his hand though.
If there's interesting comments, do it again. If you had something you really wanted answered, I am skipping ahead. Rumble sounds like a crazy dating app. it's,
Not gonna lie, that's
it's
kind of
just
what
like
I
this.
thought of.
I had no idea for sure what Rumble was. I was thinking it might be something like you buy stuff off of it, like
like
another
Discord and Rumble and
Temu.
Facebook and they're all kind of the same thing. They all just do it a little bit different. And TikTok and I don't do TikTok. But
Yeah.
I barely do Instagram. I have an account.
I have my business account on Facebook or page on Facebook.
Never heard of Rumble.
Doesn't do too well.
Hey,
I've
Elfish.
never heard of Rumble either. Who didn't hear of Rumble?
Keith.
Yep, you and me, Keith.
Same here.
Twitch. That's another one. Yeah, Twitch is another one.
I've never been on. I don't know how to go to Twitch either. I've heard of Twitch though, but that's for video gamers, right?
It's a streaming website for gamers mostly, but there's like non-gamers on there too. Alishan says a lot of people who YouTube censors goes to Rumble.
Right.
Well, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I mean,
if when YouTube gets too heavy-handed, people get fed up with that and go over there.
but I don't want to lose all my friends basically, because that's why you're here. I can't imagine losing everybody here because I went to.
Well, it wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't quit this. You're just doing that in addition to this. Hey, Mickham.
Jody said painting all her tattoos would take forever. You're wearing all that black body armor, so I don't have to worry about any of your tattoos.
Goldfish.
Now maybe
Unite.
if I ever do your husband, maybe I'll make him the opposite and do his because I know he had like koi's on there. But I won't do she's probably worried about her octopus.
So did you see this? Seville Steve answered. He said, Ed, I live in Spain and I wear my Tennessee Fish Mafia shirt all over.
Oh, I knew that. I've sent stuff to him.
Representing Tennessee and España.
No, I don't know what's my problem. I'm sorry. Just because I mail you something doesn't mean I realize that you're actually living there.
I just mail stuff. I don't see where it's going to.
I just had a Spanish short get me 11,000 views yesterday. It's Nico, and he says, I use mucho as much as I can speaking to Spanish people because it means a lot to them. That's,
Ta-dum.
and I got 11,000 views from that.
So Tiffany says, still, guys, it's time to admit that you don't really know that much about Corey's. And I will raise my hand and say you're correct because I've always dealt with big fish. I don't know much about. I do have 12 species of them over there.
I kept a few Corys back in the day. It's been a while.
But I've never seen one of them jump.
I have. I have lids on my Cory tanks.
I don't know. I don't go over there, Dade. I have an account. I haven't even checked it in probably a year. So TikTok will change your life, Captain. You're disappointing me.
I have never gone on TikTok, and I never plan on going on TikTok.
I've been there. I even have an account. That's another one I haven't visited. That one I probably haven't been to in probably 8-10 years.
This is what I love about TikTok is you can download the videos easier for my PSAs off of TikTok than any other platform and then edit them. So I use TikTok for my PSAs. So whenever I make a PSA, I go on TikTok and I type what I'm looking for and I try to go through that way. But otherwise, I don't think, let's see the last time I downloaded a video on TikTok. Oh, and I enjoy watching Josh the Metalhead on there. He's got a huge following. He's like
I
super
totally
famous
did.
on that.
Who is?
Josh Metalhead.
Yeah.
People love watching him do his funny mechanic stuff because like he'll show an engine that was put into a car. The only way to fix it is to literally take the engine out because the screw has a part in front of it, so you can't get to the screw. So stupid. But I mean, or he'll show things that people are driving and they shouldn't be driving.
Dade, I know of him. I've met him
Same here.
Ew.
a couple different
Corey
times.
from Aquarium Co-op.
I don't know him.
I've ate with Corey's been in my car a couple times.
Ed, he actually borrowed. Yeah, he stole Ed's truck.
And he's bought me dinner a few times. Corey is such a nice guy.
Yeah,
Incredible.
I've seen him obviously, but I've had the pleasure of meeting him during the aquatic experience when it came to New Jersey. I think he had a booth there, and I also had a booth. I was right across from him, so I got to spend the entire day with him, which was nice.
What, the aquatic experience?
Yeah. So what year was it? It was like the last 2 years that when aquatic experience was a thing, but they went from Chicago to New Jersey. The last 2 years that they were active. So the first year I went there as part of a trip with my university aquarium club, and then the second year, the last year, we ended up having a booth there. So my aquarium club set up a nonprofit booth there, and we were right in front. We were right in front of Corey's booth, and right next to us was H2O Plants. Yes, H2O Plants was right next to us. So,
well, then I've probably met you in the past,
maybe,
and we didn't even know.
We were in a very interesting location. Like all around us was like notable, businesses and YouTubers. So,
well, you know who's another one that we've probably met and don't realize it is Jesse, or just one more fish. He's the guy that he's there every year. And I cannot. I mean, I know what he looks like now because he's on Facebook Facebook. He's on YouTube from time to time, but Yeah, he's like, I go there every year. I'm like, how do I not know who you are? I've gone there like 4 years in a row now
Go where?
to the
Clash.
Clash. She goes to the Clash every year.
Oh, interesting.
I
Just one
took
more
my
fish.
dad to the last aqua experience or aquatic experience too.
Ed, Jennifer, you remember Jennifer? She sat like kitty corner from you at the picnic. Nick's wife.
Yes.
She says, just an FYI, your cat dragged its butt across your cup.
Okay.
She's just giving you a heads up.
Maybe I should rewind and see what it looked like. See how much. Here, which side? Was it this side or that side? Because I need my tea.
KGE says, I went to the aquatic experience. I've probably seen a bunch of you people before I knew you. KGE, I can tell you I've definitely met you at the aquatic experience.
Wipe where your lips will make contact.
Here
I
we
only
go.
go to
At least I'll
Facebook
do
to see
this.
pictures of my grandchildren. That's about all I do for it over there now. I almost never go over there.
To add on to meeting people at like the aquatic experience, I actually have, back when all the big fish tubers had the fish tube logo, they made like a poster with fish tube on it, and I got that, and I had everybody autograph it, and I still have it somewhere. I don't know where it is because we moved, but I have it, and so I have everybody's signature. I have Corey's, I've got Joey Mullen, um,
Prime
KGE, I
time was right
believe.
next to him. I bet you got Jason.
I got Jason's. I got
That's
Tazawa
where I'm looking.
Tanks, Rachel O'Leary. I got Simply Beta. Like I had all, because all of them were there, and so I got to meet all of them. Peck Tech was even there, and so
Tomorrow's his
it
birthday.
was it was like meeting all your favorite like actors or celebrities all in one place, and you're just gobsmacked. You're like
Oh,
pinching
Rack
your
was there too.
who?
Rack from well, now it's Bird Life or Bonsai or but he used to be River Life back then.
I think he's River Life again, or Pond
That's
Life.
awesome.
He's something. He was just in a stream where he came in the other day, and people were like Rack, and I'm like, did you change your name again?
Oh,
while you guys discuss this, I'm going to run up and grab a drink. What are good community fish for water that's cold in the 72-degree range? Discuss.
I've kept quite a bit of community fish around that temperatures. It's like, because a lot of tropical fish have a temperature range. So you just want to make sure that they're comfortable. As long as you're within that temperature range, you're perfectly fine. So I definitely know a few species that can live in that. I know guppies can live comfortably in that. There's a few tetras
Inlers
that can live
love it.
comfortably in that. Yeah. You
Oh,
just want
Gadaeans.
Gadaeids, absolutely. Any live bears, I think, can live around that comfortable 72-ish temperature. Um, but it's like, if you can give them the ideal warmer temperatures of like 74, 76 degrees, if you have the ability to do that, I don't see why you'd want to keep them in a colder system. But if you just want to, ditch the heater and just use your room temperature, and room temperatures around that temperature,
That's
you
this
should be
tank right
fine
here.
with. Yeah, you should be fine with certain. I think you should be fine with certain community fish. You just want to stay away from the more tropically, like Amazonian fish, in the sense of like community cichlids. They do prefer a bit of a warmer water temperature. But a lot of your more common community fish, I think, would be perfectly fine. You just want to, again, do your research, see what their temperature range is, and if it is within that temperature range, then by all means, try them out for sure. If you want to add anything to that, Ed.
No, I agree with everything you said. I think it was great, honestly, because like I do the same thing. Is whatever fish that I can keep in the living area of my house, that because I know my temperatures don't normally get below 68 because I don't want to be that cold,
Yeah.
in the wintertime. But in my summertime, I'm in the basement, so it doesn't normally get much higher than 75. But like I have mollies that I collected in Florida in there. I have Cory cat. Oh no, I have a heater in that one. Um so well, I don't know. But I have lots of inlers and Goodaids on the outside of the fish room, so I don't have to keep them hot. But I like to keep all the guppies in the 76 to 78 because they'll just breed so much better.
Yeah. And we keep our house here pretty warm. Well, warm in the sense that it's usually around the lowest our air conditioning is set to is like 74. So I technically don't even need heaters in my tank. I only have one tank in my room currently because we moved and the basement isn't finished, so I don't have any, you know, any tanks set up down there. But I still have a heater in my tank just because I do have certain fish that just like a bit of a warmer temperature. I also breed too, so you really need to look in temperature with that. And then I also have plants, and certain plants are also very sensitive to temperature. It's not just water quality, so I have to keep that in check. And so I just decided to just have a heater set in there to like 74, 76, and it maintains that temperature and everything lives happily. So
I've got a question for you because I am not a plant guy at all. Are there any plants that prefer warmer water?
yeah,
Like, is there a
a lot of your for that you have to look at location, like where are these plants from. So a lot of your plants that you're getting from the tropical areas of like Asia, Africa, things like that, they're coming from warmer waters unless they're coming from higher elevation. Higher elevation means colder temperatures. So you have that, but it basically depends on location, really. A lot of plants that you're gonna see are coming from Asia or South America. So a bit of a warmer temperature. Any plants that are like more on the medium to advanced category, I wouldn't keep in colder temperatures. I would keep them in a bit more warmer temperature. But it just depends on location, really. But then again, most of the plants that we have in the hobby are also propagated. They're not coming from the wild, and so you have a bit more leeway with temperature because obviously, whatever the farm is keeping them in, and most plants aren't even grown in what submerged. They're grown immersed, so they're basically thriving in the greenhouse temperatures, which can get pretty warm. Um, so there's a lot to play with that. But I keep my tank at like 74 to 76, and I have a slew of Crips and Java Fern and Anubias and things like that, and they're just lush. So doing something right.
I wish there was a way, and maybe there is a site or something to figure out where or what type of water hyacinth I'm buying because I know I'm getting different types. I mean, the flowers all look the same, the leaves themselves look the same, but every year I have some that do great in the shade, and when I buy those, they die in the sun, or the ones in the sun grow great and the ones in the shade die. This year I bought them from two different locations, and there's one plant that's growing really tall. Like the hyacinth leaves are
Yeah,
getting to about 5 inches above the water, and the other hyacinth in the tank are just normal 2 inches. And so it's like I have no idea every year what I'm getting. I'm at the mercy of what the farmers, and they just collect them in Florida and bring them up here,
yeah.
basically.
This is one of the
It,
reasons why I'm like such a big advocate for like when you're selling anything to always make sure if you have the scientific name to make sure you put in the scientific name because you can call something a water hyacinth, but the scientific name is going to be different. Now, yeah, some species of animals and plants don't have the species; they just have the genus. So it's hard to tell what type of species it is specifically. But
It's so weird.
you know,
They all have
and
the
it's
same
interesting
flower.
because I don't really know. I never heard of there being different species of water hyacinth. I wouldn't be surprised if there were, but it can also just be the parameters that they're coming from. If you're getting them from two different, you know,
Oh,
locations, they could have been grown and raised differently, and then when they come to you, they just might not be. They might just not be doing well. But I mean, it's really hard to not have water hyacinth thrive. They're pretty
oh,
I
hard.
can't
yeah.
keep
I
them
mean,
alive. I can't. They
it's
will
just
not live for me. They wither.
it's just some.
They just go.
Whip. No plant likes you.
Well,
I'm telling you. Although the lily that Doctor Ted sent me, that thing, that is a weird plant. Has yours blossomed? Has yours blossomed yet, Ed?
nope.
Mine just, it's throwing up flowers. The first like six were like a pink with a yellow interior. Now it threw up a yellow one out of the same
Oh,
plant. I'm like, is that
wow.
normal?
Yeah, it can do that. No, that's normal. It can do that.
Well, I mean, all my hyacinths doing well. It just always does better in different tanks and different conditions. It's so weird. Now, can water hyacinth be like, like let's say guppies with DNA and mixing, breeding with guppies over a course of time? The genes, maybe promote longer tails or better, cooler temperatures or brighter blue. With plants, do genes work that way with pollination and stuff, or is it just a plant is
Yeah,
all the same? Like,
yeah.
is there a DNA
They already do that with
difference?
they already do that with a lot of your food producing plants. A lot of genetically modified, plants for health or for like more robust fruits or vegetables. Plants that are less susceptible to diseases or able to get rid of pests, things like that. And they do that through not necessarily crossbreeding, but just artificially pollinating and you know adjusting the genetics accordingly to, oh, this plant does way better in this types of conditions than this one. Let's work more on that plant so that we can get more of a robust plant that can survive in drought or that can repel pests, or can produce more like more girthy vegetables or whatever you want to call it, more tasty or whatever you want to call it. um, it's already been done, and it's the same thing with like your ornamental plants, your flowers and things like that, where there's so many different colors of roses, for example. It's
Oh yeah, and they're
all.
all roses. Well, I guess they have different, but
Yeah,
yeah, you
but
know what you
like
mean.
there's other plants. There's like my uncle. He's a self-taught botanist, and he works a lot with jasmine flowers or plants. And I didn't even know that there were different species of jasmine flowers. There's jasmine plants. There's certain plants that produce flowers that are just single petaled flowers. There's a jasmine plant that produce layers of petals in a flower, if that makes sense. And I didn't even know that.
Yep.
And he propagates them a lot, and so it's definitely doable. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wish it wasn't dark right now because I'd take you right out to that tub that has two different. Because it's the first time I've ever seen hyacinth really look different next to each other.
It could be conditions too, um, in terms of like not just water parameters, but especially with floating or semi-aquatic plants. Lighting. If you have a plant that's in light versus a plant that's mostly in the shade, they're going to grow differently.
Well, I mean, these are right in the exact same tub with each other, and half of them are like small, and then the others are growing real tall. And I've never seen them grow tall before. Water
But
hyacinth,
they
like
can get pretty big in the sense of like height. Like I've seen hyacinth in like aquarium or pond stores that I've gone to, and just massive specimens. It's ridiculous. But
well, and it's what I did is I put them all in the two tubs at the end, the ones that I bought from the fish store versus from the pond store. And the ones I got it from the fish store are the ones that are taller, but I bought more from the pond store, so I put a couple in with them also. So there were two different types. But it's been a really weird year this year. I haven't had any frog eggs at all. So weird. Normally I go out every morning to collect the frog eggs.
Mm-hmm.
No frog eggs. Oh, we lost the whip.
Uh-oh. Oh,
There he
he's
is.
back. It's
My,
funny.
my boss just called. I guess we're getting activated to go into for Stormworks. So
Uh, it's funny you mention frog eggs because when we got this house, it came with a pool, but it wasn't in use for years, and they never bothered to cover it. So obviously, it would rain and all that stuff, and it literally became like a little pond in a sense where frogs just absolutely loved it, and we would hear them croaking all the time, and there were even tadpoles in there, and so it was my job to then try and net them out and because we needed to drain the pool to repair it and all that. Um, but then it got to the point where like we started draining the pool, so that it would be easier for me to get the tadpoles out. But most of the tadpoles, because they were in there for months, already started growing their legs and whatnot. And by the time we were ready to fix the pool, they all left the pool anyway because they already had
Oh, nice.
their legs, and so they've noticed the water levels getting really low. So even though their tails didn't go away, they were still in the process of transitioning to adults. They just went out the pool, and you couldn't even tell that there were any tadpoles in there in the first place. But there were a lot of frogs and tadpoles in there because we have a lake, or not a lake, but like a really large pond, natural pond in our away from our backyard. Ooh,
check
it's
that
a
thing.
lily. That's
That's
a beautiful
awesome.
Dr.
flower.
Ted, I just sent this to you, Dr. Ted.
That's a beautiful flower.
Is Dr. Ted here?
Yeah, he came
Oh,
in
he
late.
is.
He
We're
wants
gonna
you to
try to get him to.
send him a pic. And my water hyacinth grows tall when starved for light. Pickerel rush does the same thing when grown shady. They are
You know,
BPH.
when it
Does the
started
same thing.
growing tall, I'll be honest. The water was getting to like close to 100, and I had to go to cold water mode where I put fountains in the water, and I put umbrella. Like I've got a couple of umbrellas that I set up. So they got tall when I had the umbrellas up. So I bet you it was the Star for Light, but it was only half of them. The other ones don't mind the shade. And then I took the umbrellas down because it's cooled down already. It was that week I went to Wisconsin. It got real hot that one week, and this has been the coldest August I've ever lived in. Like my pool is 81 degrees. When I jump in it, I freeze in August. Crazy.
81 is cold for you?
That is crazy. For
It's
August, it
really
is.
weird. Yeah, I mean, I would be used to 81 like in May or something, but man,
Yeah, August is traditionally one of our hottest months. That was always when football started, and we were
yeah.
doing two days, and man, oh man,
Yeah, no, for us, like it's like here in Jersey, July to August, we've had really hot days where like the temperature's gone up to over 100. Like it
Oh,
was it
all
was
year long.
bad.
You guys have been hotter. You're New England
Yeah.
5-day weather report. It's just been crazy.
Dr. Ted says, Whip, you got a rare one visa split color flower. That fabric pot is working nice. See, you should try it. I don't know if you even bothered trying it or if you pitched it right in the trash, but that's I sent him one
I'm
because
gonna.
he's like, I don't know what kind of that is, and I'm like, oh, you got to try it. That's what the Lilly sheriff himself told me to try.
Well, Dr.
Uh,
Ted might be in our auction with us next week.
oh,
Whip.
nice. Dade, June, if you scroll up, Dade, she answered that for you. Overly overstocked Oscars is June. Sorry, you probably if you didn't know that.
Oh, I must be way behind on this one. I'm trying to read notes on my big screen, but it's like way behind on this one.
Yeah, I'm going through the comments myself. I was actually going to answer a question that Mandarin had about crinums.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you
the
can do it.
Crinum calistrantum is a plant that I've had experience with from Tropica, and it's categorized as easy category. So, um, if you're looking to get a crinum species, that one in particular should be very good for you. It's a bulb plant, so you want to make sure that the top of the bulb, not the entire, you want to make sure the entire bulb is not covered in substrate. You want to leave some of it out, otherwise it actually doesn't do well. I learned that from planting lilies, apparently, like tire lotuses and things like that. If any bulb plant, you do not want to completely bury the bulb. It doesn't like that, apparently. So you would just want to make sure it's a little bit out, and it should be fine.
What I do with bulb plants in fish tanks is I take 3 little rocks and I put them into the substrate, and then I put the bulb between those 3 rocks, and then I push the substrate so it's like 50% out. But that it kind of helps it from fish knocking it out too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever done that, Professor? It works. I've just
Not
always done it. So,
I haven't had any issues with fish uprooting
No?
plants because I don't really have fish that stay on the substrate.
Hey,
Like
Ross.
I don't have any bottom fish. Most of the fish that I have are like mid to top swimmers. So I haven't really had any issues. The only issues I've had with plant uprooting is if I'm planting tissue culture plants or like carpeting plants that have fine roots. To keep them in the substrate, especially when you're filling up a tank, is really difficult. But there are a few tricks to that. One is if you're planting carpeting plants, to do a dry start, which is basically planting the carpeting plants in the substrate, and then but not filling it up, just keeping it humid and spraying it and covering it until you see the carpeting plants start to carpet. Then you know that its roots are now into the substrate. Then you can fill it up and plant the plants into your tank. Or you plant any plant that's a carpeting plant or a fine rooted plant in aquarium soil that has a smaller grain size. So, like for example, what I use is the Tropica aquarium powder, soil powder. It's literally regular aquarium soil, but it's a smaller grain size. It's great for nano tanks, but it's also great as a top layer in areas where you're going to be planting like tissue culture plants that have small roots or any carpeting plants. It just makes them hold better. And George Farmer was the one that mentioned it, and I tried it, and it actually worked. And so I'm like, great, that works fine. But yeah, I haven't really had that much issues with uprooting after that.
I love starting a tank with humidity that way. And what I do is I pull saran wrap over it.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of water and you put saran wrap, and it's unbelievable. It's like turns your fish tank into a freaking greenhouse.
Yeah.
I don't know how it does it, but the plants go crazy.
Well, that's how
with
they're
moisture.
grown. That's also how they're grown. In plant farms too. They're grown out of the water.
That makes sense.
It's just some things that are tricky with that is obviously they're growing at that point, they're growing immersed instead of immersed. And so once you fill them up, now they're going to convert to their aquatic phase. And some plants just do better than others. It becomes a bit of a trickier thing. I luckily haven't had any issues because I use that technique with like Monte Carlo or dwarf baby tears, and I haven't really had any issues with them melting away. It happened once when I planted them, when I just planted them and filled the tank up. But then when I did the dry start first, they did a bit better than that. So it was weird, but it worked out. So I didn't complain about it. I was just like, perfect. It was also
I had to
CO2
move my
too,
knee.
so that also helped.
Oh, nice.
Do you guys know what he might be talking about? He's asking me, do I have lots of blanket weed algae? Blanket
Is he
weed
talking
algae
like in his
in the tub.
ponds when it's like hair
In my
algae that just gets real thick in there?
in my
You
tub.
just have to pull it
There's
out.
almost no algae at all in there. I am shocked that it's is clear and
I mean,
algae
is it?
free.
Do you have? Is it like? Does it get a lot of sunlight?
It gets probably like how much sunlight is there over the course of a day? Maybe 12 hours, give or take. And it's probably getting full sunlight 4 of those hours, maybe 5. Because I have trees, big trees on either side of where I put it. But when it's directly overhead, it's got full sunlight through the main part of the day. And then in the dusk and in the morning, it's got the trees that are kind of blocking it.
Yeah, so it's not getting that much sun. And then also, you probably just have you probably have something in there that's just really sucking up the nutrients. So, or there's not that many nutrients to begin with, so that can also be why.
Well, it was new, but I mean, there's like 20 rosy reds in there, the minnows, the feeder fish.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like it's empty.
Mm.
But yeah, I was like, I can't believe my wife and I were looking out there yesterday, and we're like, hey, that's a different color. I didn't know the same plant could throw up different colored flowers.
Yeah,
That's
it definitely
cool.
can. But yeah,
Well,
blanket wheel algae, another term for like silk algae or basically hair algae that's like so thick and matted that it's almost like a blanket.
Yeah. Now I got
It,
plenty
it
algae
can
in the
happen.
fish room, but
It can
out there
happen
it
in
doesn't
tubs.
seem to be too much.
But the thing with hair algae is it kind of is in your favor with tubbing because you're trying to breed fish too, and it's great for the baby fish to hide in, but also a great place for egg layers to scatter their eggs or lay their
I
eggs.
did.
So yeah, so I mean, algae isn't that bad. And
Yeah,
then also,
I
you can even put shrimp in there too, if your
I
water doesn't get.
totally he's asking if I fertilized, and I did. I haven't done it since I put it in there.
you know,
It's probably due, but I mean, everything, I don't know how much more it can grow. If you look at those pictures, there's not a lot of water surface left. And, there's a couple of open spots, but overall, it's pretty well taken over the entire surface of the 100-gallon pond.
And it's just one
Just one
plant.
little plant. Just one plant. Yeah.
wow. Mine's not nearly that. Mine's like this big.
I mean,
Yeah.
if it gets enough real estate, it'll spread as much as it needs to.
Mine's sharing space with parrot feathers.
See, I don't know if you can
The-
see this or not, but here, let me blow me up again.
Wow. I'll
Nope,
take
that
a
ain't
picture
right.
of mine tomorrow, and I've got a lot of duckweed in that tank
That's a
too.
nice
That
healthy
How the
duckweed,
heck does this work?
Yeah, no, that's a nice healthy
that's
plant.
a crazy.
Do you
Mine
know
look
what
pathetic
the
compared to
name of
yours.
it is? Whip. Do you know what the name of it
What's
is?
that? I did. Dr.
I
Ted,
did think
he definitely told me when he first gave it to me a month and a
It-
half ago.
it's not an immortal lily. It's a
One Visa is what he's calling it. Best hardy lily.
hardy
It won
lily.
best, hardy water lily of the last 15 years ago.
Cool.
Oh, best water lily. Why can't I say that word? Best hard
Lily.
water lily of the year 15 years ago.
Now, what am I going to do with it when it's time to harvest the fish? Do I just bring it in and put it into an indoor tub,
Yeah.
or do I can do that?
So
Because I've
what a
got
lot
one
of
tub
people
that
do
just
with overwintering lilies is they'll take them out of their pond and they'll get like a Rubbermaid stock tub or something like that. They'll put it inside either in the garage or if you have an indoor shed or whatever, even down in your fish room if you want to. You can move your lilies there as well. And there's a bit of pruning that you would have to do
Nathan.
to kind of encourage it to overwinter. But but yeah, people do that with their lilies. A lot of your like public botanical gardens, if they have lilies on display, they'll bring them into their greenhouses to overwinter. You just want to make sure you have a light over them, obviously, so they're still photosynthesizing. But but yeah, when you're done with your tubs and you're breaking them down, you can bring your lilies indoors for the remainder of the season.
Now, what about the parrot feather? Because I mean, I've had parrot feather completely underwater, immersed in. But this parrot feather is coming out of the water by about 6 inches, and it looks really cool.
Mhm.
Should
Yeah,
I
they can
just
do
put
that.
that in a tub that has like just Val in it? Because I have a tub that just has Jungle Val in it, and it's all coming out of one big pot. But I've got spare room because it's a 110-gallon tub. I
Hmm.
could put the parrot feather on
Hey,
the
Vino,
side in there.
You
Would it
could.
survive indoors or?
It should. I mean, parrot feather and a lot of plants like those are, they can grow immersed in water, but then also out of the water too. And they can like KGE mentioned, they can grow as a floater, so they don't even have to be anchored or rooted um, into
Yeah, mine's a
substance.
floater.
Yeah,
I'm just floating mine
yeah.
because
So
I
you
want
can
it
you
for
can just
cover for my
yeah,
fish.
so you can pull it out of your tub and bring it indoors and plop it in another one.
I
I
dropped
don't
the
know if
It's
link
you
there
so
for you, Dr. Ted.
it's so crazy how it just comes up. But yeah, I really like that
dragonfly
water
nymphs
feather.
or diving beetles will eat goldfish or dojo loaches in ponds.
Well, they'll
Ooh,
eat everything
Yeah.
once they get big enough. I
the
don't know about the
beetles.
diving beetles, but the dragonfly nymph, those things get. I've seen them this
Yeah,
big.
but it takes them 3 years to get that big. So if you're gonna harvest every year and tear your tub down, the nymphs are only going to be about the size of maybe your index nail on your finger. And they're only going to eat your fry. And I know that sounds terrible, but I have not seen enough. I've had, like, I always count them every year. And I think I found like 11 at the most ever in a tub.
Now,
And I still had 1,000 guppies.
Hold the thought.
what?
Uh oh. Am I the only person working or am I not working?
Now you're working. I'm working
Oh,
too. Whip's the one that said hold on and just freeze. But
what?
I was
You were about to say something.
yeah, I was gonna say is like my thing with dragonfly nymphs or mosquito larvae or anything like that is like
The
if you
link,
have
but it
water.
said. Sorry, I lost internet for a second there.
Everything you just
Doctor,
said, you said all at once.
Doctor, Dr. Ted, you were up, but you need to turn on your mic and your camera. Well, not necessarily your camera, but your mic for sure. I did see you there, but it wouldn't let me click on you. Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead.
But from what I've heard is like if you have some water agitation or like you don't have standing water, it's usually not that good of an environment for them. So if you're trying to keep them out, maybe aerating your tubs, putting an aerator in there, or some form of water agitation will at least keep some of these pests out of your ponds. I know it usually does that
Oh
for.
no!
Uh,
Yeah.
Okay, so
What
um,
happened? You were
I,
a brunette 2 weeks ago.
I've been watching so much Whip that I've been whipped. I'm turning into Whip. I mean, hold on a second. I got to drink my vodka. Mm. I went out and bought a Harley today, and I've been
Oh,
listening to
that's cool.
I've been listening to Leonard Skinner all day. It's weird. But anyway, hi guys, how are you?
hey, Dr. Tim.
Doing
Great.
well.
So, hey,
We
um Prof, thank you for that great tip about the Tropica stuff. That I wanted to know about that. And I'm
Oh.
glad that George Farmer gave the okay. Now, you said that it actually worked for you well, right?
Yes, so it was basically with a lot of the finer roots or like
Yeah.
carpeting plants or even the tissue culture plants, because if you ever pull out a tissue culture, they have like really small,
Oh
tiny
yeah,
little roots.
yeah.
Yeah,
They are
and if
not
you were to
well
try to
established.
plant, yeah, and if you were to try to plant that in like regular aquarium soil, the
Yeah.
grains are just too big where it's just not
Hmm.
sticking in there.
Yeah.
And so what he mentioned was use the powder version, which is basically a smaller grain size.
Right.
Put like a thin layer of that at the top or wherever you want to put some of these plants in.
So
And
if you
when you
use that at the top, will it cloud the water? Do you put a sand cap on top of that, or you just put?
it's just your generic. It's not generic, but it's basically the Tropica soil, the regular one. The
Yeah.
grain size is just smaller,
Oh,
so it's
that's
good
great to
for
know.
like nano tanks for like
Yeah.
in terms of like you don't want to put like big grain size stuff in a nano tank.
Right.
Um, so you can use it in there, and then you can also use it to help your carpeting plants or your very
Okay.
like delicate roots to kind of stay in there for a little bit. So I usually use like the big bag of the regular soil and then use the smaller bag of the powder version.
Yeah.
They call it powder, but it's not powder. And I would just sprinkle that where I want to put some of these plants in, and I'll plant it
Oh,
there. And
that's a neat
it
tip.
stays, yeah, it stays well. And you just when you're filling it, you just fill it slowly, and
Oh,
I
that's
haven't
that
had any issues
that's
on.
that's a really good tip because I've had issues with tissue culture plants. So
Mm.
that's an excellent. That is probably the tip of the night.
Well,
But
I'm
Whip
happy to
now,
be
Whip
of some benefit.
now. Ed has already gotten so bored he's fallen asleep. He's not on screen anymore.
He fell off his
So
chair.
he basically said he just conked out. So we've completely bored him. I think we're down to 3 viewers now because when I came on here. So I'm sorry, Whip.
That's
I'll
all right.
probably but yeah, your Juan Vista that I sent you, that's a really weird water lily. It can throw out bicolor flowers like there's a line right down the middle. It could be yellow on top of the flower and red down below. The standard flowers are leopard colored. I'm surprised you're getting flowering when you only fertilized it when I sent it to you. So I'm reconsidering my disdain of a fabric pot because I fertilize my lilies every 3 weeks. And I didn't want that, water
Whoa.
lily fertilizer is really hot. So I don't like it leaching out of a fabric pot and making algae. But it seems to be you haven't fertilized. You've got those rosy reds and you're feeding them, I guess, right? So
Yeah.
that waste is feeding your Juan Visa through that fabric pot. So that's a neat thing. I have to write about that in the next edition of the book. So that's actually cool. I'm glad it's flowering for you. It is a bit of a beast, though. I mean, you have to divide. I mean, that thing just explodes like out of its pot. So
Also
Apparently,
with like
because
fabric
it's
pots, you're also getting flow throughout the plant and its roots too. So maybe there's a bit of benefit in that
Yeah,
as
maybe
well.
because I will because I will tell you this is the first time I've seen people use fabric pots for water lilies. All the growers are using solid pots, right?
Yeah.
Because but again, I have a friend who breeds just goldfish and he uses a perforated pot for his water lilies and they bloom because the koi, big biomass fish make so much
Hmm.
waste. So
Yeah.
it's how far you want to go. But Ed, you had a question about what to do with them when you tear down?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
Where should I want to keep it alive, but like, oh,
well,
not
I'll give you
working?
my take on this. It depends if you have a
You're just
tropical
real low.
lily.
You were real
It,
low. I could hear you, but you were like a million miles away.
I
me
have no
or
idea how to fix that.
who
Testing
is
one,
low?
two.
Ed or
Yeah,
me?
Ed, but it's all right. I can hear him, man.
Well, Ed is sitting low in his chair, so I mean maybe that is something.
It's actually the table. I raised the table 3 inches so I wouldn't hit my knee on
Ed,
the bottom of this thing.
Ed,
And you wouldn't believe how 3 inches is high.
you look like a kid sitting at a lunchroom table. I should get you some
I
chocolate milk or something.
I know. Look at that. I
I
don't know if
mean,
you can see
Whoa!
this, but the
hey, watch
blocks,
it now. You don't want to get whip demonetized.
these blocks. Uh,
Okay,
you
let's
can't.
just move that camera up right now. Move it up. There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
There's like these
Appreciate that.
wood
Trust me, we
blocks that
all appreciate that.
unbelievable.
So it depends if you're keeping a tropical lily or a hardy. Like my friend said here, a lot of the lilies that we grow in the aquarium are tropical. So those can go in your aquarium and you can try to pull them out of the substrate. The hardies, they do best if they go dormant. So
This
you've got to wait
freaking internet.
until they go dormant.
Yeah.
So how cold does your winter get, Ed, down there in Tennessee?
Sometimes we get below freezing like 3 times a year. The
Yeah.
most was 11
So I
that I've
mean,
lived here.
you should generally, right. So you should stop fertilizing, I think for you more towards the end of the year. You want to go a period without fertilizing to trigger the dormancy of a hardy water lily. It's going to take the nutrients from its leaves and put them back in the tuber. When those leaves die down, it's ready to store. And you can store it two ways. Because you're in a warm climate, you can just keep it under the water in your tub if you don't drain that tub.
I've
Um,
never seen it freeze like ice over hardly
Oh
anything.
yeah, I would just keep it under the water. I would stop fertilizing about 2 months before it dies off. Now with where Whip lives, his tub will turn into an ice cube and buckle. So he needs to store it like the professor said, take it out of the pot, take off the foliage, except for the little indicator leaves at the bottom, which are like a sensor that tells the plant in the spring when to grow or not based upon the intensity and spectrum of the sunlight. Take it out of the pot and either sink it in the ground or box it up, like was said, like in a styrofoam fish box, and put it like in your garage. It's like a cold, moist storage, right? You're going to sprinkle a little peat moss on top, lay a plastic bag on it, put it in a styro, and put it in your garage. So, the
Oh wow!
is like that dormancy period.
And it does so it can be in dark.
Yeah. Oh no,
So
I box up. I have a collection of 100 different pond plants, and nearly all of them are boxed up, much to the dismay of my wife.
well, see, I clean my tubs out every year so that way I get rid of the insects that so they don't get that
Yeah.
extra growth.
Yep.
But
Because
I've got a
because
pool house I could put them in.
Yeah, I mean, in your climate, you can do that. In my climate, I can't put them in my outdoor shed. It gets too cold, but I put them in a shed that's against my house, so it stays warmer. If it doesn't drop below 30 degrees Fahrenheit, that's really good for them, actually. Or if you can store them underwater, that's fine too. Which one did I send you, Ed?
You just said a hardy one.
Oh, they weren't the same?
It's much smaller than whips.
Well, so I hear.
Whips is huge.
Supposedly,
Mine's like,
that's supposedly the rumor, Ed, and then that's
I
been
mean,
going.
but I was shocked, how quick it started to grow. Because you gave me like
That's
what's
what
it,
she said.
tumor?
But
What's it
anyway,
called?
The
The
tuber.
the tuber. Thank you. And it
which
had
one
like
did
2
I
leaves
send
on
you?
it, but they fell off. And I
Yes.
planted it into the pot that I put in there. And like literally 2 days later, there's leaves coming up.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I
Which
couldn't
one did I
believe how
send you?
fast they grow. I
They
don't know. It
grow
hasn't had a
fast.
flower yet. I think you gave me the boring one.
Oh no, come on. Well,
The
I
one that
gave. Okay, Ed, you are an experienced acquirist. No offense, I gave Whip the one he couldn't kill. That's what that
that's
came
no,
down to.
that's cool.
Because Whip will just kill it. So
I
Yeah.
actually appreciate that because it gives me a little sense of confidence there.
Well, I just got a new plant when I went to Wisconsin. Fish Nerd gave me oh gosh, what did he give me, Whip? It's the plants that you have the seeds and you drop them in your water and they grow. Well, I guess that's everything. But they look like olives.
They look
uh
like olives.
what is it called? It's a cool sounding name of a fish. Iris? No, not an iris. Uh uh
Use your words.
I mean they that you buy them in a bag of that looks like a bunch of olives. You put them in a jar or like a glass bowl and you let them sprout, and then you drop them in to your water, and they don't want any water or no like water disturbance. They want to be in still water, and they shoot little flowers.
Oh, do you mean
Really
those?
thin,
Wait a
really
minute.
thin
Wait a minute. Wait a
stem.
minute. Oh, hold on. You didn't get suckered into buying those lotus things, did you?
Lotus, that's what it was
Oh
called. Well,
God, it's one of
he
the.
gave everybody a lotus, but Whip.
What a scam! What a
Everybody but
total
Whip.
scam
Yeah.
that is! What a
Well,
total scam! Because
Nico killed it as soon as I brought it in the house. He bit it and it
because
died.
Yeah, because they're not designed to be thrown in water. The whole reel is funny. You just drop them in water, and then they show a picture of this giant lotus plant with
Yeah.
like flowers.
But
It's a
this
total
one's a
scam. You have to grow
this
that. You have to after it sprouts, you have to plant it, and it's not going to flower to a big lotus by dropping it in a bowl of water. That's only to start it because they're trying to sell all these lotus seeds, and I'm like,
no, this one
no.
has full roots and everything.
Yeah, so
This is
did
a
you like
fully
plant it
grown
like
one.
in soil?
I Before I got it into, I bought the pot and I
Right.
just put it
I
like in a
really
cup
hate my internet.
or a vase with water until I
Yeah,
could bury it or
yeah,
plant it. And Nico came and bit it in half.
that bastard. Euthanize him.
Well, can't do that. Look at how cute he looks.
What's that? Nico, you son of a bitch. Look at you sitting there, all happy. You bastard. You little
He
son of a
is
bitch cat.
he is a plant destroyer.
Anyway, so Ed, I forgot what lily I sent you. I'm looking through the Facebook message. It doesn't
Oh, did you
say.
say it?
So
I did. Okay, good.
I must have
That
actually
was the
told you.
first. That was the first flower.
That looks
That
like a
was all-
bunch of algae on the lower left. That's why I said that in the post. That looks like a bunch
It,
of
it
blanket
did
weed.
turn. It did turn green. The whole, like a pea green for a couple days. The water did,
Well,
but
yeah.
there's there was like a definite algae bloom in there, but I don't see a lot of hair algae in there yet.
Wow. Well, that's great. Well, listen, I'm going to let you guys go back to your stream. I'm sorry to interrupt, Professor. All my apologies. Thank you for that tip again.
Oh, you're good.
Um,
Happy to
but
help.
I
Have you met Professor Fish Tanks over here? That's Usama. Uh-oh, what'd I do?
They should
Have you
be in
met
their
each
own.
other?
They should be in the same club.
You
They're
guys
both New
live pretty
Jersey
close to
boys.
each other.
I don't think we've met in person, but I've
What?
interacted with Dr. Ted through chat. But
Are you in Phil Hunt's New Jersey Aquatic Gardeners Club?
I am part of the New Jersey Gardeners club or association, I'm active on
Did-
on their forum.
Did you go to any of the summer picnics that we have jointly with that club? Because my club is
No.
Skylands, and okay, so that's where I would have seen you. So
Yeah.
that's a very cool club. It's a plant club that meets in people's homes, and so they
Yeah.
can all look at the tanks, and they have a plant swap table. I stole a lot of ideas from that club when I started mine.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Yeah, the only club that I'm a part of here is the Jersey Shore Aquarium Society.
oh, so you're actually further south than me because
Yeah,
I'm up in the
I'm
northwest part of
south.
the state.
I'm closer to Philly than I am.
Oh yeah, that's a bit of a hike.
But you work with Scotty, right? Or are you something along those lines? Or you did? Or
Yeah, well, that's in Camden, so me and Scotty are at the Adventure Aquarium.
Oh, so you work with Scott? Oh, you poor bastard! Oh my God, I am so sorry, man. Can someone
It's
send some
okay.
loves and hugs in chat to this man right now? You work with that leprechaunish, dumpling-eating bastard. My God.
well, they had two different jobs though, so they never see each other.
Well, thank God for small favors. Anyway,
Also,
well,
Scotty's currently, well, he usually keeps my business in business, so can't really
okay.
talk smack about it.
No. Well, Scotty has 3 jobs now, and that's a true story. He has 3 jobs, Ed. He's doing 3 jobs, Ed. I mean, holy cow. And he's doing the Keystone Clash. I don't know how he's still alive. It's amazing,
And he
but
plays. One of his jobs maybe is playing D&D with Whip and I because we make him
Yeah.
play with us a bunch. Well, I'm Professor. He plays with us sometimes too.
Yep.
I think
That's how
it
he's.
might be time for
That's
Ted
why
to
he's
play.
here today. I posted
Well.
in the D&D.
At first, I was confused. I was like, is what's going on here? We usually don't have a
Well,
stream
he
going on.
came up for a game, not to
And no, literally,
we're
I
forcing
saw
him to
Whip,
talk fish.
no, I saw Whip post the link on Discord. The first thing I do is go on YouTube and see is he streaming or like what's going on, and then I just see that he's just streaming, and I'm like, all right, I ain't got nothing else to do. I might as well hop in since he gave the invite.
that was your
Like,
first mistake.
Right. Now I sucked all
well,
your
it was just at the time it was just Whip, and I was like, oh, the poor guy is alone. Let me
No,
give him
Prof,
some.
I'm telling you, if you stay on like one more hour, that dark hair is turning blonde. It's exactly what happened to me.
Well,
Ed's
see what
beard
happened to
used
you. I am a little concerned.
Ed's beard used to be black, and look, it's getting whippish. He has this impact on people. There's something satanic about Fish Fan. I'm telling you. I'm warning you. Well, I will let you guys go back to your stream. I just wanted to clarify a few things. I've got to go get on my Harley. I'm craving bourbon and White Castle. So
There you
I'll
go.
see you guys later.
What
We'll talk
are
to
we
you.
going to see you next week at 6:30?
For the draft.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to
I'll
my wife.
Yeah.
We need a little more explanation of what to do because we're watching exhibition now and on what's involved. So thank you. I will definitely consider this
It'll be
week.
super easy.
And you gave me
If
like
Whip
the
can
first
do it,
pick.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
so in other words, this is
What-
like the Juan Visa of like fantasy football.
Yes.
Okay.
there's no pressure in
You,
this
you
one.
you can't kill it.
It's free.
Oh,
Oh, Whip,
trust
you're
me.
wearing my shirt.
I am. Scuba Steve
Well,
was
thank
making
you,
fun of
sir.
us earlier in the show.
Just noticed.
I'm wearing the
Yeah.
shirt from the American Library Association convention almost 20 years ago. There you go.
Oh, see, I have nothing that would fit me from 20 years ago.
I'm just wearing traditional clothing. Nothing special.
Trust me, that'll change.
I'll
That
pretend like
black,
you're wearing one of these.
that
Look,
black,
now I'm wearing
that,
the same thing.
that black rock T-shirt will be showing up any minute now with that blonde hair. All right, I'll see you guys. Have a
Alright,
good
See you,
stream.
Ted.
Take care.
Have a nice night.
He
Oh.
leaves so fast.
He bailed quick.
Well, gentlemen, I'm also gonna head on out. It's getting pretty late.
I am going to end the
Please,
stream,
pleasure.
so I do appreciate it. I thank you for coming up and trying to bail me out. Ed was like, "You sent me the wrong link." Well, son of a gun. I guess I did. So, all right,
a
everybody.
wonderful
You all
night.
have a great night. I got to work in the morning now. Make double time. So, woo! Talk to you. Hey,
Thanks, Whip. Bye,
I gotta
everybody.
hit. I gotta find the end, but there it goes.